Gemini, and welcome to your March 2018 Love Reading with Divine Love Tarot. I want to welcome you to my channel, whether this is your first time or you are a return viewer. I would like to thank you, okay? I appreciate your love, your support. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your emails. I just want to let you guys know that you guys are awesome, and I just love being able to, create content that people enjoy. So thank you for all the feedback that I've been getting. I don't know why the Gemini video was the one I decided to do that on, but that's just what I did. So let's go ahead and get into your March reading. Okay, Gemini? The first card we're going to pull for this reading is going to represent your current energy. Okay? And we've got the Queen of Cups. Let's get this camera position a little bit better. Queen of Cups actually came out reversed, so I have to put it upside down for you. All right, the Queen of Cups in reverse points to a few things, okay? There could be possibly some manipulation happening, a turbulent time within your relationship, or a turbulent time within your own self. If you're single, your emotions, maybe even if you're in a couple, you may be feeling like the Queen of Cups in the reverse, okay? It also can indicate unrealistic expectations and fantasies, all right, about love and about relationships and about what you want to have happen. So either you're experiencing that, or someone that you are dealing with is coming to the table with just unrealistic expectations, okay? The Queen of Cups in the reverse is someone who doesn't really know how to love, right? They equate lots of other things, lust, anything else besides actual love. And they also use sex as kind of like emotional manipulation, okay? So Queen of Cups in reverse is one of those people, it's like, oh, they're going to cut you off sexually unless you are doing what they want, right? So if they can't get their way, then you can't have your way with them, all right? For others, this can indicate just a time of stagnation, okay? Your feelings are very stagnant right now. So if you're in a relationship, you're just kind of not really feeling much of anything, or things are just kind of not flowing, okay? If you're single, this could be a time where, there's not really much happening in your single life, and you are feeling some type of way about it, okay? You're not quite happy with it, but you're also quite not sure what to do about it. So let's go ahead and move on to the challenge for this month, or your crossing energy. And we get the Four of Wands. Okay, so what your challenge is, or what's crossing this feeling of Queen of Cups in reverse, is this want for commitment. Okay, for some of you, this is wanting to take a relationship to the next level, possibly even an engagement party or some type of a special event, okay, that maybe you if you're not feeling up to it, you still have to attend this event. So maybe for some of you, someone very important in your life may be getting married or getting engaged or having a baby shower or something, and because you're emotionally not feeling it right now, it may be a challenge for you to get yourself together in order to attend this event. For others, it is, maybe you've had an offer of marriage or engagement, but where are your emotions right now? Okay, they're not in the right place. Your heart's not in it. Or you're in a relationship with someone who represents the Queen of Cups with this emotional instability and manipulation, and they basically are trying to manipulate you into a marriage or taking the relationship to the next level. Okay, if you are single, you may want to go to this event or attend an event because you actually might meet someone there. Okay, so keep that in mind when, sometimes when we're not feeling love, or we're, feeling kind of out of it, that's when, you get the surprise of your life and you actually meet someone worth a damn. All right, so let's go ahead and see what energy you're coming out of in the past. And we get the Five of Cups in the reverse. Okay, Let me show you the card now because you're not really going to see it. So with the Five of Cups in the reverse, this represented possibly some type of reconciliation. Okay, so maybe you and this Queen of Cups in the reverse, maybe you and this person reconciled, okay, at some point, and that's leading you here. Maybe you guys reconciled and now the person's like, okay, we've gotten back together. Where are we going from here? Okay, what happens next? Because maybe you did have history in the past, so this person's not really trying to wait to move things forward. Okay. Also, this can indicate having a hard time moving on from something in the past. So if you are the Queen of Cups in the reverse, that means that something happened in the past that you still have not been able to get over. Okay, so whatever that is, you'll know when you hear this message if that applies to you. Okay. For some, it does indicate healing after a rough period. Okay, the Five of Cups in the upright represents someone who's focusing on their disappointment and focusing on whatever was lost. So in the reverse, you're actually focusing now on these two cups that are basically still full of opportunity. Okay, so maybe now, you know, like I said, you may be the one, this cup of opportunity here. It just may not be exactly what you want at this time, or may not be from a person that you feel like you want to be with, or that you can actually go the distance with. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. And I'm kind of enjoying this Gemini reading because got a lot of emotions here. Okay, the emotions are starting to come out in the Gemini reading, so this is cool. Let's move on to your future energy. Ooh, you get the High Priestess in the reverse. Okay, so this is blocked, kind of like blocked emotions. All right, at the very least, it's not connecting to your intuition. All right, not tapping into that little voice that can guide you. Okay, that little voice that we all have, that kind of like, you know, warns us when we need to slow down, gives us the, yeah, go ahead. Sometimes, you know, we're very in tune with that voice, and sometimes we're not. So it looks like in the future, you're moving into a position where you may not be sure about, or you may not be connecting, you may not be listening to your gut. Okay, what does the High Priestess represent? High Priestess in reverse can also represent someone who is very attractive to others. Okay, so you may be going through a time where a lot of people are just attracted to you. But also it can indicate possible sexual addiction. And when I say that, I mean someone who is into, you know, one night stands. Okay, a constant like rotation of sexual encounters. And if that's not the case, this can indicate not seeing eye to eye with your partner. All right, because you're not in tune. You're not in tune with yourself. You're not able to get in tune with them. It's just like you just don't understand where they're coming from. They don't understand where you're coming from. Okay, the High Priestess in the upright represents a woman who is like that unattainable woman, right? She represents like that ideal that you feel is out of your reach. So in the reverse, she basically doesn't seem, it's like either or. Either she's even more out of reach, or now that you have come into contact with her, now that you've actually come into her space, maybe it's just not what you expected, right? So let's go ahead and move on to your future energy. I'm sorry, what you want. This is your future energy. So we're moving on to what you want. And we get the World in the reverse. Okay, so Gemini, World in reverse. Some of you guys either want to slow things down, or you may want to take a break or end things altogether, especially if it's a long-term commitment. You might be thinking about ending it. So here, like I said, there could be a possibility that someone has come to you with an offer to take things further, or maybe an offer of engagement or offer of marriage, and you might not really want to accept that. All right, with this World card in reverse, it's almost like you want to close yourself off from the situation. Okay, you don't want to be open to the situation. it's like, it's almost like feeling like giving up. And the thing with the World card is that you're very close to getting what it is that you want, or you're very close to completing some sort of cycle. So it's almost like giving up right before you hit that breakthrough, right? So whether or not you've had a turbulent history with this person, but this breakthrough is going to come in the form of a, an offer of engagement or marriage or something. But what you want is to take a break. Okay, so, obviously, how you feel about this person, okay? And you know that either you want more, or maybe you can't get over what's happened in the past. And so you're really not seeing yourself moving forward within the situation, whether it's someone that's made you an offer or whether it's someone that's trying to manipulate you into making them an offer. Okay, Gemini? So now let's move on to your internal factor. And you get the Hermit. Okay, so with the Hermit, this indicates that you are thinking about, you're just thinking about things, right? You're taking that time to reflect. The Hermit is about connecting to your inner thoughts, your inner guidance. Okay, it's one of those cards that really is about the inner self. And also with the Hermit, this could be someone from the past that you're thinking about. For others, this can also indicate that, as much as you're withdrawing from the situation, or you want to withdraw, you're thinking about withdrawing from the situation because love is just not a priority for you right now. So maybe that's why, maybe you are the Queen of Cups in the reverse. You're just not at a place right now where you are focused on love. It's like your emotions, the cup is upside down. Your emotions are just not there right now. And if there's a situation where someone wants to take things further with you, or they're trying to, or it's that time, or, you might even be considering making this offer to someone, but you're really considering it and you seem like you are really not sure about it. All right. With the World in reverse and the Hermit, it's like you're basically almost backtracking. Okay. You guys have gotten to this point and now you're like freezing. Okay. Memory serving me right now, I do recall with the Gemini readings, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse coming up a lot of times. And for some of my Geminis out there, that does indicate a fear of commitment. All right, Gemini. So if this is you, and this is not everyone, this is just for my Geminis that resonate with that, it may just be that fear that you have. Okay. And so maybe this is just you working your way through that fear. Okay, I mean, as the reading goes on, we'll see. But right now, I feel like you're at a turning point. Okay, and like I said, the World in reverse is you're close to that breakthrough. Whether the world is upright or in the reverse, it means that you are close to a point of completion of something. Okay, whether it's a cycle, a bad cycle, a good cycle, whatever it is, you are getting close to something. So maybe this is just you actually coming to grips with yourself, right? And being honest with yourself about why it is that whenever it gets close to this point, you want to back away. Or what is it about the past that you can't get over? Okay, what is it about this person that's manipulating you that either you haven't walked away from yet that you're considering, or what is it about this person that you feel like you're just not connecting to? Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to the advice for the reading. Okay, let me try to move these over just a little bit. All right, so next card we pull for the advice is the Eight of Wands. All right, so the Eight of Wands is about curbing your impulsive behaviors, right? Not to say, it's like, yes, the Eight of Wands is giving you the go-ahead. The Eight of Wands is saying, yes, green light, move forward with energy. Here's the energy you need to get things done, to move forward, to take things to the next level if that's what you want. But if Conversely, I'm sorry, my curtain is just like, there's just a little hole that you could peek through, and I'm like, it's dark, so someone somewhere, I'm one of those paranoid people. I'm like, someone is looking at me through that little hole. I just know it. Okay, so with the Eight of Wands, if this is something that you want, then it's go for it, but not necessarily carelessly or recklessly, right? You still have to have some type of caution. If it's something that you don't want, it's something that you not want. I'm like 2 years old. If you not want it, then also do that, okay? Just take the step back if that's what you want to do. But the Eight of Wands, I feel like, is really telling you that, yes, you can go ahead and take things to the next level if this is what you want. All right. But also you need to be careful where your energy is going. So right here, if your focus isn't on relationships right now, maybe you need to put a little bit more energy into the situation. Okay. And maybe things will turn around. Maybe the world will turn around for you. All right. Because if you're not putting the energy, if you're not investing into your own relationship, how do you really expect a positive outcome? Right? You're not giving it the love and the nurturing and you're not watering your relationship, basically. So the Eight of Wands is here to kind of give you that hint, like, yes, go for it, but also do more. Okay. If you want this relationship, watch where your energy is going. If your energy is focused externally, your relationship is going to suffer. So find the time and focus more energy into your relationship, if that's what you want. If that's not what you don't want, stop putting energy into a relationship that you don't want, right? Now, all of this is easier said than done, but I'm just the messenger, okay? I'm not an instructor. I'm not telling you what to do. It's just, it sounds like it's so simple. I know, but I know also for a fact, I know that it's not simple. But sometimes hearing it, I know when I do readings for people, and I get nervous sometimes because I'm like, okay, gosh, I know this is not what the person came to me to hear, but I'm going to tell you what comes. I'm not going to, make everything pretty and put a happy ending, because guess what? If there's no happy ending, you're going to know by next month. If I lie and make this reading have butterflies and happy ending, when you don't get butterflies and happy ending, you're going to come at me in my inbox and in my comments like, hey, what's up with your readings? Every month you're wrapping it up like, who are these Geminis, or who are these Pisces, or who are these people that are getting these happy endings? So that's why with my readings, it's not so much about trying to always make things positive, but trying to see how we can work with what we have, right? So even if we have a situation that has some negativity to it, with free will, right? With our attitudes, both people involved, and common sense and love and courtesy and all those other things, if we understand why we are in a situation, or where we're coming from, or where the other person is coming from, then it empowers us to make better decisions, right? And understand our decisions, or even determine that we don't understand our decisions and that maybe we need to. All right, so I don't know why that just happened, but let's go ahead and move on to your external energies, Gemini. And we get the Death card. All right, so haven't really been doing the astrological signs, but I'll just start off with saying that some of you guys, there may be a Scorpio who has their eye on you, okay? Here with this Queen of Cups in reverse, it could be a possible water sign that you're dealing with. Doesn't have to be. It could be somebody with that water energy, but it could be a water sign. So for some, it does seem to be either, a Cancer, either or. It could be any of the water signs, because all of these cards here can represent any of the water signs. Or possibly a Virgo for some of my Geminis who have a Virgo on their brain. Maybe this Virgo is the person from the past. All right, but here, like I said, so that was just to start off. So someone who is a Scorpio may have their eye on you. If not, this is an indication for some that this situation just may not work out, okay? Or this can indicate that someone is obsessed with you, okay? So, Gemini, there are some of my Geminis who seem to have possibly a Cancer or a Scorpio more so, because the High Priestess, going off onto astrology tangent, but the High Priestess typically is a card that is a representation of Cancer. Now, depending on who you ask, a lot of people feel like this card represents Pisces, right? So it's just like, it depends on how you want to interpret it, right? And that can be different depending on the position of the reading and whatever. The Queen of Cups is... Who's the Queen of Cups in reverse? Who is the Queen of Cups? I believe the Queen of Cups is either like, I want to say Libra or Scorpio. Maybe after the reading, I'll verify that and put it in my notes. It's like sometimes it just comes to me, they're right on top of my head, and the other times they just flit out, because like I said, depending on what strain of astrology you follow, you know, one line of astrology says it's this sign, another line says it's another sign. One reader will say this, another reader will say that, so who knows. All right, so back to this part of the reading. If you look at this particular death card, there's a whole family here. Okay? There's a child, there's the mother, there is, looks like a king. The person has a crown on their head. So for some, this can indicate that, you know, there's an ending to a family situation. All right, so this has come up also in Gemini readings before. If there is a situation where you have a child with someone, okay, that situation may possibly come to an ending. Okay, so that's going to resonate with just a few people. For other people, you do have someone who's obsessed with you, probably a Scorpio, not probably, possibly a Scorpio. And if not, I think your partner is really thinking about possibly ending the situation. And so, you know, I feel like there's a situation here where it's almost like if the person doesn't get the commitment that they're looking for, then the situation is going to end. So Gemini, if you have someone who is either waiting for you to offer a commitment or is offering you a commitment, I feel like if that commitment isn't accepted or doesn't come, then that person is going to leave. Okay, it's going to be over. Moving on to your hopes and your fear for this reading, and we get the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so the Three of Pentacles in the reverse indicates that you are concerned that you won't get the cooperation that you need from this person. Okay, you fear plans falling through, possibly even a breakup. All right, so if you have been disappointed by this person in the past, or if for some reason, you know, like you said, I said this person may be manipulative. Okay, when someone is manipulative, it is very hard to get them to cooperate with you because they manipulate everything to go in their direction, to go their way. So even when you think that you guys are cooperating, right, together, they always do things to make sure, whether it's just being emotional, whether it's emotional outbursts and making things uncomfortable, or crying, or the waterworks, or, you know, emailing you to complain about whatever, or texting you because they're disappointed, or things, you know, whenever things don't go their way, it's just some type of drama. Okay, and so with this Three of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like you are afraid that basically you're not going to be able to really rely on this person to come to the table and actually, you know, hammer out what you guys need to do in order to make this relationship work, right? The Three of Pentacles in the upright is about cooperation in a relationship. All right, so in the reverse, there's a lack. Now it's a 3, okay? So 3s can also indicate, you know, love triangles, three-way situations, have third party, however you want to put it. So maybe for some of my Geminis, there is a fear, especially if this person has cheated in the past, or if there's been mutual, who knows, you know, whether it was you, them, or mutual, but you're probably concerned that there may be some type of infidelity. And, you know, that's very interesting with just the aspect of the high priestess, you know, in the future position, but with the high priestess being in reverse and the Queen of Cups being in reverse, then it is a possibility that whoever this person is may be a little bit promiscuous, or maybe they have a history of being promiscuous, or you found out that they were being promiscuous, and that's why you're a little bit hesitant to move forward. Okay, Gemini? Let's go ahead and wrap this up with the outcome, and we get the Hierophant. Okay, so definitely someone has marriage on their mind. Okay, the Hierophant represents tradition, and tradition doesn't necessarily, it's like it's a two-way street with the Hierophant, because it is tradition. It is about what is doing the right thing, doing what's expected of you. It's not necessarily about doing what you want, unless you and another person come to an agreement and create your own tradition. All right, so the Hierophant can represent something like that. It can represent the fact that you and another person come together and form your own new tradition, your own new way of doing things. Okay, and the Hierophant can also represent someone who is a Taurus. So for some of my Geminis, maybe there is someone who's a Taurus that comes towards you, or someone who's a Taurus that kind of mentors you and gives you good advice. So maybe the Hierophant is someone who steps in at a later date and is like, look, okay, let me explain this to you. This is what you should be doing. This is what's expected of you. You know, you kind of need to follow these rules or follow this guideline, or I'm going to show you how, I'm going to show you the way, right? I'm kind of going to guide you. That's also what the Hierophant can represent. Okay. So Gemini, that is the reading. And I feel like, you know, there's a lot for you to work with here. If you know that you have commitment issues and it's just your fears and phobia that's holding things back, you know, then find a way to deal with that. I'm very happy that the Nine of Swords is not here, because the Nine of Swords has been coming up in almost every Gemini reading forever and ever. Okay. Let me look at your yearly snapshot. You got the Nine of Swords in the yearly snapshot. Okay, Gemini? I feel like we are haunted with the Nine of Swords in these Gemini readings. But your snapshot for the year, which is your goals or your challenges for this year, you have the Eight of Pentacles in the upright. Okay, so that's about, you know, putting in the work, being dedicated, being more grounded, finding a balance between your love life and the other aspects of your life. So where you used to get the the Eight of Pentacles in reverse a lot, your focus this year is on getting that card upright, which means being able to commit, being able to put in the work, being there, right? Being present in your situation. So I think you're just at that breakthrough moment where you're going to, you know, basically take a step away from, you know, feeling like you are afraid to move to the next level. Now, the only thing that you have to make sure of is that your worries, your fears, your depressions, or whatever are they internal issues, or are they caused by a history that you have with someone? And it may be a double-edged sword, because it is the Nine of Swords. So it's many swords, right? It's 9 of them. And so there could be many reasons why you are hesitant or fearful to make a move in this situation. So it could also be a combination of the fact that, yes, you do have commitment issues, but yes, also you're dealing with someone who you feel like has a history of being untrustworthy. All right, so that's going to resonate for some of my Geminis. So, you know, let me know in the comments. Let me know what the situation is for you, okay? And if you would like to take this reading further, if you want to continue with this reading, there's going to be a little icon with an eye right there where it'll give you information on how to get the Gemini extended reading for this month. Or you can contact me for a private reading at divinelovetarot@gmail.com. Okay, Gemini? And I will see you guys at the next reading. Bye, Gemini. Okay, I'm back. So, back to the Eight of Swords, 10 of Swords combination. It's like you want somebody who you know isn't right for you, but you want them anyway. Okay, maybe somebody has hurt you in the past. So it's like I said, it's either a situation where someone hurt you and you want them to hurt the way that you did, or, someone is inappropriate or hurt you and you want them no matter what. Okay, it's like you want them, and like you're willfully blind to the things that they do. Okay, you're not ready to face up to what they do. But at the same time, it's like you are trying to regain some type of control over the situation. All right, so you're not just gonna you want to stay in it, but you don't want to stay in it the way it has been. It's almost like you're gonna try to see if you can turn the tables and see if you can make the situation go in a more balanced direction. All right, let me go ahead and move on to your internal factor for this reading. You get the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so when I see the Eight of Pentacles reversed, especially in this position, it can point to someone who has commitment issues. All right, you could be adverse to commitment, afraid to commit. You can have, issues from the past that prevent you from wanting to take things to a higher level in your relationships. Also, the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse can indicate that you are not putting in the effort into your relationship. Okay, so it could be a situation, Taurus, where if you are frustrated with this particular person, it's like you feel like, what's the point of putting any effort in? Nothing satisfies them. Nothing makes them happy anyway, so I'm not even going to bother to try. All right. Also, your focus might be off, or maybe you're just not even focusing on relationships. So some of you may not, if you're single, you may not even be focused on relationships at this time. Okay. It's like you don't have the time. Either you don't have the time and energy for relationships, or you don't have the time or energy to deal with this particular relationship. All right, so now I'm going to move on to your advice for this reading. And we get the Page of Pentacles in reverse, okay? And the Page of Pentacles in the reverse is like telling you to pause, okay? Page of Pentacles represents not moving, no movement, not furthering things. And it's also about your perspective, or gaining a better vantage point, or better viewpoint of the situation, okay? With the Eight of Pentacles, it's like you need to stop pushing, okay? Stop pushing for something to happen. Stop pushing for someone to understand you. Stop trying to push your point of view or your opinions off because they're not being received. So if this is you, if you represent this King of Swords in reverse energy, then this is telling you to kind of relax on being so forceful and dominant and controlling, because it's not working for you in the situation. And vice versa, if you are dealing with someone who is being controlling and trying to manipulate you, whatever you've been doing and saying before isn't working. So there's no need to continue to push in that direction, okay? If you want to continue to be with this person, you're going to have to find another way to deal with this situation. Okay, if you're single, this may be time for you to absolutely, yes, reflect on how you have been in your relationships in the past. If you want a relationship and you feel like there isn't one coming, then the Page of Pentacles is like, look to see what you've been doing. There's no point to continue to put your time or energy into effort. So maybe you're dating people who are just not right for you, or if you're not dating, maybe you're not putting the time and effort in, and you need to check yourself on that. Okay, the Page of Pentacles is like to check yourself in the advice position. All right, so now we're going to move on to the external factor for this reading. And you get the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a lot of pentacles here in reverse, which points to a lack of stability, a lack of foundation. Okay, so for my couples, there may be issues with the foundation of this particular relationship. What was it built on? Was it built off of a mutual attraction? Was it built off of a friendship? Was it built off of lies? Whatever it was, it seems to be like it's a little bit unstable here, okay? The only card in the upright so far is the card of being defensive, and the card that lets us know that you're in a situation that's off balance, okay? And so with the Seven of Pentacles in the external position, this can indicate that, someone may be impulsive. You might be dealing with someone who's impulsive and careless, okay? possibly even leading to your hurt feelings. Okay, so someone in your environment might represent that, if that's the King of Swords person, and you're kind of hurt and worn out by the situation. For others, this is how you are seen. You are seen as being hurt, you're seen as being worn out, you're seen as lacking the energy and the resources to continue in the situation. So it may be a situation, like you said, where if your family and friends are looking at you and they're saying, wow, look at this person is being like drained by this situation. Okay. For my singles, this could be people seeing you as, probably the same, like not putting any effort into the situation. Like you're single, but you're not really going out, you're not dating, you're not doing anything that would actually bring love to you. And so that's the image that you are projecting right now. That's what the people in your environment see you as. Okay. Go ahead and move on to your hopes and your fears. And your hope for this month is the Empress, okay? So you want to be pampered. You want to be pampered. You want to be nurtured. You want to be loved on. You just want to be cherished, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Who doesn't want that? But if that is what you want, then once again, this is like unconditional love, right? This is big love, big close, being close to someone, being really connected to someone. So you have to see what or if there's anything that you're doing that possibly is preventing that kind of love from coming into your life. Whether it's, patterns in relationship which are accepting behavior from people that you shouldn't accept. Maybe that's you being more maybe vigilant about the fact that you need to be respected and treated a certain way in relationships. Okay, so if you are with someone who has been taking advantage of you and being, controlling for some time, then yes, you are trying to find the balance in that situation because you are trying to be treated like the Empress. Okay, you want to get back to or get to a point where you are being loved, okay, the way you want to be loved. All right, Taurus, so let's go ahead and move on to the outcome of this reading. And we get the Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Knight of Wands can indicate a few things. It could possibly mean that if you are coupled or in a relationship, you might be traveling. For my singles, you might meet someone while you're traveling. Okay, for other Tauruses, you might be dealing with someone who is very fiery and passionate, but whether or not they are serious or out for commitment, that may be another issue. So for my Tauruses that do have issues with commitment, it's like basically here goes another person that's going to perpetuate that cycle of you not getting that commitment and that relationship that you want. All right, so be careful if you're dating someone. This person could be Aries, or this could be your energy, Taurus, as the Knight of Wands, just out here to have a good time still and not looking really to settle down. Also with the Knight of Wands, this, it could be that your confidence is boosted. Okay, so maybe you are confidently going in a better, more positive direction with this relationship, or, if you are single. And if it is this person, like I said, they're fiery, they're passionate, probably very sexually attracted to them. But once again, like I said, if you want a long-term relationship, if you want a commitment, then be careful with those types. The Knight of Wands types they're going to seduce you, but who else are they seducing? Okay, so you want to be careful with that. And also, once again, if that is your energy, you still want to be careful with that because you don't want to attract another short-term or temporary relationship. You want something that's long-term. So you're going to have to probably switch up the types of people that you attract or are attracted to, because they're not producing, right? Seven of Pentacles in reverse is a lack of production. It means nothing is happening after all the efforts and energy that you put into it. So you don't want to waste your time and efforts and energy on someone who's just passing through. Okay, Taurus. So that is your reading. That is the reading. At this point, I would go into the extended reading, where I pull clarifiers and we try to obtain more information about this particular reading. If you're interested in that, it'll be an icon with an eye right here. that will show you how to obtain the extended reading. All right, and if you want a more personalized reading, like I said, you can contact me at divinelovetarot@gmail.com, or look for the description bar below. It has my information on how you can attain a reading or contact me. All right, guys, so I hope you guys enjoy your March, and I will see you guys at the next reading. Bye, Taurus.